Right, let's get going. Evening all, for coming on. If I can ask all to mute, just in case we get stops getting some interference. I nicked this one and all during the week. I thought that was good. Best plumber advertising ever. Right. Nicked this off the Veterans Foundation, as actually up top. Sean Connery was born 1930 in Scotland, but went by the name of Tommy before beginning his acting career. He joined the Royal Navy when he was 16 years old, 1946, and was trained as at the Naval Gunnery School in Portsmouth, England. He was later assigned to HMS Formidable, his first ship assignment. That was on, obviously. Basically, he was a seaman gunner, the same as I was. And the gunnery school mentioned was Whale Island, HMS Excellent. I'm sorry, yeah, Portsmouth. He was a good-looking bugger, but it was his accent that the women loved. Next photo. I was the same as him, as I've mentioned. I was a good-looking bugger and all, but as he did, I didn't get noticed. Paul, have you got your end up? I'm going to say you are a good-looking bugger.
Say you're a good-looking bugger. He's a film star, yeah, man. YouTube.
That's what you said. You got noticed.
Yeah, you're there. You got noticed later in life.
Anyway, look, this photo was took in the States, Fort Lauderdale, obviously on HMS Tartar. But myself and another gunner, Jock Kilpatrick, had to do naval patrol. This is shore patrol, wherever we am. Because after a few beers, a couple of matlows start, well, they go over the top, and they start scraps and whatever. So naval patrols from us and the Yanks have to go around all the venues where matlows people. And I had to do a naval patrol, obviously in uniform. We have a baton and whatever. And this other chap I was with, he was a seaman gunner, Jock Kilpatrick. Not as good looking as me, obviously, but if you're in uniform, anywhere you go in the world, the women come round, and of course they used to ask us questions, all this crap. And as soon as he opened his mouth, because he got the same accent as Sean Connery, and that was it. That's what the women loved, his accent. Of course they all bloody went for him, they. So cheers for that, Scott. Job. This was in the paper last week. The Navy has recruited his first sailor from the Solomon Islands. Where am I? He finished 10 weeks training at HMS Raleigh. 10 weeks? Jesus H. Christ. I had to do a bloody year in a row. I know things have changed. True story, you know, I like true stories. Talk dirty to me. There are more living organisms in 1 tablespoon of soil than there are people on Earth. I showed that pet. It says that is typical of you. Right, 2 good things watching on the box at the moment. There's is this on tonight or the other one? I think this is tomorrow night. Blue Lights, and then Malpractice. I think that's on 9 o'clock tonight. But both them 2 are stories that do happen and can happen. That's what I like them. But 2 good Britians. Right, last week we legged it away for a couple of days. Mick Seeley's got caravan down Aberystwyth, and I rang him up just to see where he was, and he said he was down there, but he was there. Pet said I fancied a couple of days away, so I said, you got any room for got room for 2? Yep, come down. So we did. Luckily down there they got it's just like most places now, than being dog friendly. Loads of restaurants, pubs or whatever. The good thing about this beach as well, it was open to dogs till the 1st of May, so we timed that great. I was down there, and the weather-wise down there, because most times I've been to Wales, the weather ain't been very nice. And this was a beautiful day. There's no wind, nothing. We got the sun all day. That was the full day down there. So legging on the beach, I had to borrow some seaweed. Paul asked me for a bag to bring back, so I'll get him that. We'll share that one later on. This is in Sal's caravan, nice little caravan. There's a hound who's going to dive into the beer in a minute. That was breakfast next morning. Sal does a good fry up. He's a good lad. And that was Russian. Somebody just come in with a mic still on. Got background interference. Can you turn your mic off, please? Of course, see who it is. Anybody see who it is? Don't matter, I'll speak up there. So there's Rosie saying to Mick, you ate it or I'll eat it. Right at the end. Weekend forecast, caravanning with a chance of drinking. Correct. First pub we legged it in. In fact, I could take your dog anywhere. Because they want the custom, don't they? Which is good for us. Just legging it around. Women went for a few charity shops, as you do. 2 pubs we frequented, one that does food and the other one the beer was cheaper. So obviously you've got to try and belt out here. Beautiful stuff. Right, that was back home. Only were down there for 2 days. Aaron, when he went to Holland with Sarah, his girlfriend, and he brought us back some bulbs, obviously, and all the bulbs was in them 5 there and in the raised bed at the top. Where most of these are open now. Oh, there's some corkers. Best place to get them from Holland, I suppose. That one's a bit blurred, slightly blurred. But these have gone up in size as well. We're surprised how much the sun affects them, which we'll come on to again later on. End of the greenhouse now. Loads of canners where I've split them. And the Durbans. Some spurt in there, which I've sent away for the rhizomes. And there's some canners from seed. There's 5 open there. There's a few more still in the propagator, then they're coming through. When they get to that size, then they'll come out, giving more room in the propagator. We're doing well so far. Like to keep the temp at 10 or 50 and 40 money. In fact, might have a slight frost tomorrow night and all. We're hoping we got rid of them. Saw this chap during the week, caught me eye because of the colour of it, light blue. Legged it in a bit closer, but it went out of focus.
Is that a holly blue butterfly, Mick?
You're going to tell me in a minute after this photo. But there I took a photo. Just as I took the photo, he folded up. I thought, thank you very much. So I had to go take it again. Still a bit blurred. That's better. Now you'll tell me, Andy. Do you recognise him?
It looks like a holly blue.
Ah.
I may be wrong, but it's probably a holly blue.
First one I'd ever seen. That's why I went after him, get his photo. There's a bit of sun there because you can see there's a bit of shadow. And these start opening up. All of them. We'll come back onto that one later on where we got full sun. and they do well out. Right, what have I killed? Bougainvillea, I think. Still get a bit of feed, and my bones aren't pretty lost it all. First flower on my trailing petunia. These are for the raised bed. He's got a good sized flower line. Watering these when they dry out. I use my little sprinkler first, and then use my small watering can. And the old Paul Summers else. Farmer Gracie. Quite a bit of stuff. Crocosmia, love them. I thought I got some good ones for the last 2 years. But when I saw the new stock they've got now, through obviously cross-pollination, whatever, I thought I've got to give them a go. Mine were just bland compared to these. There's 2 lots there. Netherlands, these are coming from. Also got an Aquilegia. There's some beautiful colours on them as well. So look at the mix. This came as well. When they send me, this is me blackberry Loch Ness. You see where it's had a smack there somewhere along the way. Where they staple it with bloody great staples. Just put one staple there, one staple there, one there, one that side, not in the middle. Because they always go through something. No. Took him off, unpacked the chap. Took a close in down there. See where they'd snapped that off, putting that bloody thing round. Instead of going round it and not enclosing it, they enclosed it. Thank you very much for that. Right, the mulch on the top. It's fibre. It looks like fibrous rock wall mixture. Good brew actually. Probably use a mulch. But upending him, then you got your normal peat underneath. I'm trying to hide something, don't know. We've got the chop out ready to pop him on. Right, the mixture, my compost with clover is also there. That's the rock wall, he was top dressed in, so that's going to get mixed in there as well. That's going to be another a good natural product. And of course, roll his biochar with his shredded treatment. That'll get mixed with that lot as well. And the last one I'm going to mix in is my leaf mould. That'll be rubbed out by hand again, so I'll get the bit smaller and thrown in there and mixed up. So that's my brew mixed up. There's also a bit of dunk him up there for padding if needed. Look at that, good brew going in. And that's me dunk him up. I broke all the lumps up by hand as well. Right, I'm temporarily putting him in just to see how much donkey muck he's going to have under his arrows to lift him the level I want him. So there he is. So I'll start backfilling then in my mixture, my brew. Then I'm going to top dress again. Give him a nice watering. Just looking back on that one, where they got the cane, where they taped around the cane, and stapled straight through a leaf and stem as well. So they ain't gardeners who are packing them then, or cheap labour, ain't. that's the crap we put up with. Now I've just got that caning just wedging my plant that road, if that makes sense. But let's nature look after him now. Right, next one, Aquilegia. These were packed in coir or coconut husks. Pack of 3 this was. So first one I've pulled out. And there the chaps are. It turned out there was 5 in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's a bit of a wimp. And that one. Well, and then looking at the next pack, comparing them, these were bloody wimps, that's why they put 5 in. But plastic drinking cup, I use loads of them. We're starting off taking out seedlings. But these ones I used to have for me onions. I think we'll go flog them. I think them pack of 5 for £1. But they got a good depth on them. And this one I've got my sweet peas in this year as well. But these would be perfect for these. The Aquilegia. So that's what I'm doing. When I had these, I'd just use a soldering iron to put a clean hole straight through. Obviously outside of the fumes, but it works perfectly. Then you're going to split and poke that hole in. So I'll get my little chap up, a bit of compost in the bottom, and then I'm going to hold him where I want him. Upright obviously and level with the surface of that. So then that lot in the other end is moved around. So basically I'm holding him steady and just pushing the compost all the way around. I'm not pushing him down at all. When I've done that, I will then top dress with that compost. Sorted. That was a pack of the other 3. Now these are all nice and strong. That's what I prefer, the fuss lot. That's why they give me 5 wimps. I suppose if all the wimps, well they should take. So I've got 5 instead of 3, but they're not strong ones. But we'll see how we go. Then with 3 nice strong plants. This was another brew, obviously. See the new growth spurting out, all the new spurts. I had 3 foot. Good thing about these Aquilegia, I have these at the front of border because they don't grow thick. You can see straight through them. Then you can see all the stuff behind them. But the flowers on them are superb. And if on the front you can see them better. That's why I should put these on the front again. But love them. And these are going to give me some good colour. Decent day outside, meaning no wind. So I had a good watering. Rainwater, tepid, not cold. Crocosmia, next one I opened up. I think 2 lots of these. Obviously this one Prince of Orange. This is a fuss lot. And these was packed in wood shavings. Another good natural product. These little chaps, I'm like gladiola corms. Where you've got the roots on the bottom, and then that little enclosed bit of skin, same as a gladi. So I'll take that skin off. Make sure there's only one eye, one shoot nearest the centre. Depth 4.5 inches. Now I'm bugging these in pots. So I sort them out. And exactly the same again. That lot there is going to get thrown in there. I'm using that as well. So that's had a good mix. I mean, it's another natural product. These ain't no good. They haven't got the depth. These have. Perfect. That'll do, mate. So a bit of compost on the bottom, and then I'll bung me little comb in. These then topped, and then I'll knock it down by knocking the base on the other hand. That growing medium will drop as he has there. I'll just top dress him and level him off. Perfect. I'll put one label in the middle of all of, and then the rest I'll just write it on the side. Till I've done the lot, then them lot will go out, and I'll give them good soak in the water. Millie Mackenzie, this is the next lot. It's $15 in this dollar. There's quite a few of these shooting, which I've seen there. So whether this bag got a bit warmer or was a bit earlier, or a week so, I don't know. Exactly the same again, same cups. And there's one, there's the base because the roots coming out, and there's his top. And he's coming out the side. Thank you very much. So he's pointing up. I suppose I should have put him on the bottom. But the roots are far the way around. As nature does. Done all that lot. So we'll have a good display then. Lemon inside the house. I've just pinched him out because that one was good, a bit loop. Moved him there is better because he got the sun on the morning. Lucian. Taking him for a walk in the morning. Stevens Park we go to now. Every time. Less hassle. Or has a better run and me. Any ball there, I'm going to help it out by moving that stem. There we are. Oh, Paul, not someone else. Roses.
You got shares in Farmer Grace here, what?
Yes, yes.
Thought so. You're going to do next door garden soon.
I wish. See how nice and straight they are? Good, Benny. Saw these last week. I mentioned they're all scented roses. That's what I want. 5 different colours. There's P1, 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 P1. Oh, sorry, know which one. But Jesus, what bloody P1. I know what they are anyway. Because luckily they put the colours of tape on them. That's the colour of the roses. So I'm on that road. This was solid round here. All a very good growing medium. Things put on just to pack them. So opening them up. And I hadn't got time to do it then. Should have laid that to do. So I just bunged them in my bucket. Greenhouse, temperature, rain water. Until I'm ready to do them. So I get all my deep pots, obviously, got to be nice and deep. Normal bit of paper over the holes, because these pots have got large holes in. This is what I used to use for my last potting on, for my heavy onions. Perfect pots for that. So I've got about 5 of them. As normal, they're going to have the guinea pig muck underneath the Harris. Plus my mixed brew. In a roll is bio and sheep. I mean them 3 ain't bad. I'm near enough for price. He goes a bit crazy. He's a bit of a king. Right, so lengthwise, perfect. So once again I'm going to do the same. Just hold him where I want him and then back around him. Perfect. That's better. Just persuade him, tell him what you want to do. Right, all done. This will also be used, obviously the big lumps are broken up. And that'll be top dressed with them as well. So that will keep the moisture in while I'm growing in the pots. Good soaking. And bung them in the cold greenhouse. Daily check in the propagator. Got a few more canners showing the heads. There's 2 lots of sweet peas I put in there last week. Just timing them for our show. I've got mine in, but this is a late sowing. If they come, this late sowing for this year, then I know I'll do it again next year. So propagator's checked every morning. So rose is done, then we've drained outside, then brought back into the greenhouse. Greenhouse slowly filling up again as they normally are. We're still at 10. Loads of leaves down there. Woods. So I thought I'll have a curve where what Roosh is looking at for that beautiful stuff. What I want to do now is use a poo bag and fill one of them up and bring that back with me. Right, I did an early trial. Well, there were a few trials. There's one with petunias. You remember me trailing petunias. I did 2 in my compost, 2 in clover, and 2 mixed with mine and clover. Have a look at the tops of them. The best are the ones with mine and clover. Mine look a bit like my blackberry did, with the leaves going yellow. Then I put my brain in together, and the cock up I made with these, because this year I've needed plastic drinking cups for me seed, my can of seed, i.e. soaking them in water. Meaning I had cups where I hadn't sliced the bottom for drainage, and I picked the wrong cups up for mine, meaning not a bloody wear to them. Exactly the same what happened to me blackberry when that his hole got blocked up. That was where to have been all. So lesson learned there. I've now got 2 racks of drinking cups, one without holes, one with holes. Committee meeting last week, ready for our bring and buy next week. Took all his seaweed for him. I bet I'm chewing some of that now, are you?
I'll add some for my tea later.
Good man, good man.
It's salty. Smells like fish.
Yes, I think you will be right. This was during the week, we had another frost again. Taking this photo ain't come out very well. But you see the frost is still there, we're still in the shadow. But the steam, because the sun had just come out there, see, that's a steam coming up. But our weather, potluck aid. A solution. Loves going through bags. When doing the shopping. Right, sun's come out proper, and these are all opening wide, open tulips. Slightly blurred again. But you can see the size of him. Let's look inside him, obviously, compared to the hand. huge. Only thing though, when you get some rain or wind, it's going to splat them to hell. But these are some corkers as well. I love these because some of the gladdies now, with them freckled petals and on the edge, you've got the ruffled. I love them. Right, my lemon, this is one in the greenhouse. I'm still feeding him weekly. The little chap about to open up. But the flowers, I'm still misspraying them as well. On a tea time when the sun goes on, if the sun's out. And there's my first little chap. Mellow's inside, Lemon was inside, so watering him as well, feeding him. Right, Bleeding Heart is just coming out. Love him. Although he is on the front, he's not blocking anything behind because the stems grow up. So it's just straight past the stems. But like it. Someone's out there and all. God knows what the name of he is. Somebody will tell me. This one is my Isa. He looks good in the sense the new shoots are red.
Thanks.
Yeah, look from a distance. Well, he's a nice plant anyway. And my new roses showing growth. New growth on them. Right, this was my talk. What's this? This was Tuesday. Tuesday just gone out. This was to the Black Country Fuchsia and Gardening Society. This is in Shorteeth, Willenhall. Yeah, Wolverhampton. What talk was it this? Compost. I always Google the place because I want to see where I'm parked. So I'm carrying stuff in. Another one in the church, as you can see. I think I mentioned last week, church is now cheaper to hire, or a room is cheaper to hire than a church, than a social club or the village hall. So I Googled this place, and that was a photo of Google. I found out that was the entrance to go in. So if I can get in there, perfect, because I can unload. But the car park was here, which would mean be a good walk. But when I got there, I managed to go straight in there where I wanted. Perfect. And the weather was nice. And that was when I got there. Shorteeth, Willenhall, got to read the Gospel on compost. This is about quarter of an hour before kick-off. Good turnout, as you can see, Fuchsia Club, so they got loads of cuttings over the back there and all. Lots of bits and pieces. It was just Wolverhampton, we could understand each other. My talk was on compost. My next photo was took what's around the side here. Because I'd got a bit of a library. While I was waiting, I opened 2 books up. And them 2 books was old as the hills. I could smell the pages telling me, compost me. So I told them lot, right, if you've learned anything tonight, by the time you go home, somebody's going to borrow them too. But it was good, enjoyed it. Dear Mick, just like to say thank you from the members of the society and myself for doing the talk Tuesday night. We really enjoyed it. Most of the members either phoned or emailed to say how much they enjoyed Tuesday evening. I hope Jamie will be in touch later in the year to see if he can do a talk for us next year. Once again, lovely to meet, and thank you. Excellent. Always good to know. Right, next day, I've run out of spent coffee grounds. Straight in Tesco again. And he was just about to bung that away. He says, "You've just caught me. You can have it, otherwise you wouldn't have had none." Thank you very much. All those in there, they have a little table with paperbacks. And I always have a nose in them and all. And I could tell straight away, I'm going to borrow that one. So I put 10p in the little money box for it. When I get my bag home, you got to take all the crap out. There might be bottles in there with the cocoa or different bits of things. Coffee's the same as tea bags. Just open them up. There's a one up there and take them out. So that's got all the crap out. That is just spent coffee now. You know, just put marigolds on and break all these up for you. As you can see, I've started there. And then I just want to dry it out. Obviously, if it's dry outside, then I leave them outside. Then I just turn that every half hour or when I'm passing. But if there is a sign of rain, then it's going to go in the tunnel. But it's been drying out half hour. That's why I turn it again. I'm going to dry all of it. Then it'll last for moons. Just stir him up again. Right, this is moonshine. I had a mate come down a couple of years ago. I trialled this for him. I forgot I got this. Excellent feed, good for everything. So I thought, right, I'm going to try him out again. So it's kill or cure, me bonsai and me bougainvillea. If this don't pick them up, nothing will. Taking the hound again in the morning, get some brew there. Collingham Gardening Club, gonna have bring them by. Used to have it first Thursday in June. But we weren't getting enough stuff in, or much stuff. Because people by then, most people got the bedding out. The stuff's getting earlier, so this is the first year we've moved it. It'll be the first Thursday in May, which is this Thursday. So that's some of the stuff I've got. Then bring them by. There's bamboo. There's 4 pots of eating leeks. But these would be perfect planting out in June. Because these were sown exactly the same time in the Feb, ready for June. I could have sowed them earlier, I suppose, next time. Of Singly Beauty, cormets, they're in that pot. There's some bits and pieces. Let's add new carpet, 2 offcuts. So my mate's coming round, doing a bit of work tomorrow. He's having them. Look at that sun, proper shadows.
There's your camellias in the background making flower. The pink one's on the left.
Oh, he's nice and all. Don't know what his name is, but the green and the red, superb.
Red Robin, Mick.
Eh?
Red Robin, it's called.
Is it?
Yeah, Mum's got one.
But now you can see the tulips opening right up. There's one of the ruffled yellows. These just starting to open up. Boston. Right, this is my second talk. This was the day after the Tuesday one, obviously the Wednesday. Etching Hill Garden Club. This was in the village hall. This was in Etching Hill, obviously, Rugeley. This was a year on the plot. I've given them a talk 3 years ago. That's the place there. 1948. For a good turnout. They give me the clap at the end. Positive. Enjoyed that and all. Because I donate garden related raffle prizes to all the garden clubs I go to, just to help them out because I know I'm struggling. If my prizes are the best prizes in the raffle, and I don't have a raffle prize, raffle ticket. This one was in, so I thought, I fancy that. I don't want to win my own stuff back. So I had to go, and I got him. I've got one of these. God knows what his name is. But I've had him 2 years now and he ain't played with. So I'm doing something wrong. But Mrs. likes it. Otherwise, he'd have got in the bringing by as well. And that's where I bummed him. Got to the stairs, but he looks alright there. There's the one I've got. He's throwing shoots off. I suppose I could split him into the just went with no sign of any shoots on the chap. Me and Russian out again. Another bag of bits. So all I'm going to do, I've got some kitchen scraps from my banana, which I've been feeding the houseplants with banana juice. Push my carbon there. Mix that one together. Give me carbon, roll his special brew. Good lad. Mix it all up. Lifted my carbon back, so a week, most of that top stuff has gone. Worms are coming up for it. Put a bit there, that lot I get turned over there. And I'll put the rest of the half of it in there. Pop it's back on. Either water it, or as I'm waiting the carpet, looking straight through the carpet and wait for it to move. It'll be gone by next week. This was this little chap, Kieran Derek Brown. A few years ago, I did a talk for him on my composting methods because he's a worm mon, as you can see. I did a Zoom presentation for Kieran. He's basically a recording officer for the Earthworm Society of Britain, which I don't even know that. But if he likes his worms, I like the worms more. And he sent me this link, which was Thursday, 7 till 8. Sent me the link for the Zoom. So I'll put that on the calendar, all ready for it. And the only day ever, I knew the internet can go down and all this crap, but I didn't know your email could go down, and that's what happened. And I couldn't get on the bloody link because I got no email. I had to click on the email to get the link, if that makes sense. And he wrote, finally, I got on it just as it finished. I think it finished by 3 minutes. There's a speaker there, so all these are still on, but I was asking questions at the end. Oh crap. Well, I was hoping that had gone over, but they haven't. But he put a link on anyway of the whole thing, so I'll get that on YouTube. I thought, bloody typical. So I had to email and apologise. And God knows it. Don't know what was up in the email. Just wouldn't come on. Right, my canners I'm splitting now. I'm checking all the leaves, as we can see there. Looking well. Goosegongs. The big boys, Cape Gooseberry. So I picked these two out. I think I put 5 seeds in. Not only these two come, that'll do me. But these are the giant Cape Gooseberry. I had the Cape Gooseberry last year, and done well with him. In fact, I've left the plant in, but I think I've lost him through the frost and whatever. I thought I've got nothing to lose. I'm gonna leave him in. There's a bit of mulch around him, just to see if he does overwinter. But if he doesn't, then I've got these. What I'm meant to be with. So that's the state of mine at the moment. And my canners from seed. The 4 at the back was off my mate in Canada. The 2 at the front, Lucifer. Them was 2 I sent away for myself. And you can see the top dressing on that one. That was a porridge oats. Another trial I'm doing. Somebody else trialled it. I think John Murphy's mate, or he saw it. He said that the nourishment out of that and all, extra feed. So doing that for all. So him, just upend and have a look at the chap. Yep. Put him on soon. But it's just the normal daily check in there. Bougainvillea, check him out. No sign of any white or fresh roots. Really loved him as well. This was a Gladdy, velvet eyes. I think there's a couple of zooms ago. I've got my combs ready. And there's one bit of crap on the bottom. And I know Nigel mentioned before, he just slice all the crap off and still plant him. As long as you've got a shoot on, that's what I've done with him. But so far so good. But he'll need to be going out soon. Just upended him. Nice white thick roots. Right, the clematis I mentioned last week, and he said it will cover that fence. So I'm going to help him to hang on, meaning he ain't got much to hang on to there.
Mick, it's that vigorous you won't be able to see the fence.
Well, the Alstrom area and everything else will come at a good height any road. But as long as it goes across the top, which I think he will. So I just bunged a bit of spare netting from his sweet peas. I've pulled him out the road a bit so I can get these in. I was going to staple this netting, but in the end I use drawing pins, which work well. And that being away from that was this batten here, from that batten to this, and I've got space behind there, so these chaps can hang on and do whatever they want. Perfect. Women England rugby. Excellent. This was yesterday, Six Nations rugby. Austin game. That was rushing yesterday after the squirrel. But if this is a squirrel, bloody lost her. That's this morning. Quite a bit of blossom on about now. What they started doing, because I've heard the park itself, the Green Flag Award, So I started trimming. I can remember in my orchards on the allotment, which I used to have, fruit trees used to send whips up. Obviously, same time as these, but I'm going around all the trees, cutting all the new whips off. Just a bit of bullshit for trying to get the green flag award. You see there with them smacking them off. There's another one. Well, I'm doing them all. That looks setting this morning. Some assholes have been all over the grass on scrambler bikes. Bloody thirsty. It's a bit of dew on the morning. Just took that photo just to highlight the net a bit better. The last photo I put on, somebody couldn't see it. You don't see it now. And my sweet peas, they will be going out next week. Back on that one. Seems a crap day. Tulips close up. Don't blame them. So I've got my netting up that one. Want some more netting. Be a piece on the top of that one. This one and this one. And that is going this road. That's a bit blurred. But when these dry out, I'll get a good wear trim. And I'm still looking at all the leaves on here. That's a canna, and he dug very well. I know with Sylvain from Canada, he's mentioned before. So I sent him a photo. Does this look virus to you? Not virus, benign fungus. It's common on the Durbans. So I says, have I got to bin it? It's up to you, but most Durbans do that sometimes. Will it affect the others? Will it spread? Is it a new canning aboard? No. Not sure how contagious this fungus is. The problem seems only to affect Durban. Set the pot aside and look at the next leaves. If the problem is not solved, it would be better to eliminate. Cheers, Sylvan. So keep my eye on that one. If the next leaf is nice and clean, then obviously it's just him, so I'll cut him off and bin him. Look after the chap. And this was one on this afternoon. The colour of him, beautiful. Yellow, red inner. But the other canners, Durbans are looking well. Tropicana Black is looking nice as well, normal. Canada use pothole stickers to slow traffic. We don't need them, do we? I suppose that work. As long as you can just go in that road. See if I swerve, to go around him, smacking someone. Christ, it cause accidents over here, that would never work, would it? Right, my sowing of stump carrots. The cock-up I've done this year, because of me memory's always been crap anyway. Right, I'm forgetting things more now. I made a cock-up with a date of sowing. Should have sowed last week. But I've got 2 or 3, as we can see here, pots. I'm just taking the tops off of these bottles. And when I do sow the seed, that'll be like me in the greenhouse. Bird's eye view. I used to do this with long carrots and the parsnips. And I used to do them on the plot in the barrels, and it worked perfectly. 3 carrot seeds per station. When they come through, Just pick the 3 that look near enough the same size. And cut the other 2 off with scissors. No disturbing the roots then. If you pull the 2 spares out, might be a chance of disturbing the root of the one you've left in. So just cut them off with scissors. Worked every time for me. This was down the shed during the week. There's quite a few mates, so we've got now transport. And that's for a good dollar per crap. So drop it off for you. In fact, there's me barber down the line. When the haircut went in, I think it is. So I bought him all this crap down there. And while he was down there, Craig come. So I've got Joe opened up. I'm going to drop some more stuff off. And he's got his own hives. And he started making soap and candles. Have a close up. Monkey fart soap. How the hell do you collect the farts? Asked him to make me a candle out of monkey fart. And this is beeswax. Unscented. Something else. Well, to try and catch up with my carrots, so I'll help them out. Select seed, sweet candle. Put all my carrot seed in here. This is one of them takeaway containers. I'll put drainage in the bottom. Just topped it with vermiculite. Tepid water, not cold. And he will be going propagator. Got room for him in there. Just to help them up, give them an early start. And he was ready to bring out the delphinium. This is a white with a black inner corker. Normal multi-purpose compost mixed with vermiculite. Got my cups out ready. Make sure I've sliced it off the bottom for drainage. Right, dibbers. If you use a blunt dibber, all you're doing is compacting the compost, you're pushing it right down. Use something with a spike, then it opens the hole better. That's going to go in better. So I just upend the stuff and get them out, then just open him up and get the seedlings out. Always pick them up by the leaf. Perfect. Just bung him in the middle again, then with the other hand I'll just add the stuff so he doesn't get sunk in, he stays at the height where I'm holding him. Because I ain't got much root on him in the road. So you can see where I've pushed again round the outside, just pushing him in, keeping him upright. Then just top dressing him with extra compost. So 5 done. If they ain't got a label, I'll just bung the name on the front. It's a good thing about using plastic drinking cups and all. You don't need labels. You just give them a good wear to it. And then 5, we'll go back in here. Bring him out, just like sweet peas. And then put them for what I've just done. So I'm utilising all the space in the propagator. The canner wise, you can tell which ones I'm using my compost. Nothing kills off tomato seed. So I've got my tomatoes germinating. So far all these leaves are looking good. That's got to be my compost, 100%. Amount of tons I've got going. Clean, clean, That's the duffer. But we'll see what his mate's gonna turn out like this new one. Back up B&Q, get some more netting for them other panels, which I've got a job. Was this yesterday? I think it was yesterday morning. Nice dollop of sun again. It's opened these straight out again. Beautiful. Busted. Some U-juice. It's any trouble when you get the wind and the rain. Really spotted to hell. There's some corkers there. Colours are brilliant. He's just opening up. And that one. They are full sun, all out. Today's been bloody crap. Back to normal. That photo earlier on should be released in France yesterday. I nearly missed it. I think clicked on and I missed the first 5 minutes. I'll take it from the start. But I watched the story anyway. Some bruises in there either. This was the last game. When I was doing well getting the tries. She got a player in the match. I get a name. But I'm doing well now, the women, which is good. We got a few tries. That was a first half. Second half, France come back into it. And in the end, at 28 points, still 2 games to play then. It wouldn't have made no difference on the final score. So they got it. Won the Six Nations, brilliant. I think it's 2 years of World Cup. That'd be good to watch it all. I'm glad he's coming back. Sylvain, he's got his own International Cancer Society group, which I'm on. That photo there, the colours you get in that's why I like the variegated leaves of the canners. That's what first got me onto them. Look at the bloody colours in that leaf. And I asked him what photo it was from. This photo is a bit colour enhanced, but Red Durban, that's the name of the canner. Leaves show colours like that. It's the most colourful of all the variegated. I've asked him to see if I could try and get one, or does he know anybody who got seed. So I'm still working on him there. But beautiful. This was another one himself, as you can see, admin, International Cancer Society. Some precious seedlings germinated, moist vermiculite, 29C. So that's another one I can try. Moist vermiculite. But that's the hard bit, 29C. I germinate them on the surface of the water in my heated aquarium, and the seeds make their first leaves in 4 to 5 days, ready for transplanting. I like to transplant them at this stage because they have a good developed root system and they're therefore much less vulnerable to fungus gnat larvae, which feed on the young rootlets. Some hybrid seeds simply do not germinate despite being fresh. Learning curve. And Steve, look at sent me this during the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, I don't know. And this is a local nursery. They got loads of canners out. He sent me the photo. I asked him if he was still there. And see where, looking at the label, where they was from, who sent them, and the price. But he'd got back on by then. So nurses are starting to flog them now. That's how popular they're becoming. Strawberries outside on the half basket. I'm just helping them out watering wise yesterday. I did the first one. I still a bit of movement. He's there. Come out for the bath. The spider. And I'm just waiting these, and he was just jumping in and out. I did all of them. And all of them got the old spiders at the back, they all come out. Right, this is now bone dry. Perfect. It's now going to last when you bang it up. Which is what I want. So I've got out of that lot, I've got my 4 bags ready for the next 4 talks. Which is a week away, I think. Start back up again. I forgot all about me grapevine. Walking up the garden yesterday, I saw me shoots on them. I thought Gordon Bennett, better go and check them. 2 different vines, so this could have a curve. Right, all that on the side, or the back coming up. I don't know, no grapes hanging on there. Taking it to the weight anyway. This is a steel wire across the top that's going to take the weight on. Plus, I want the grapes to hang without touching anything. So all these buds up to there and that side are coming off. Used to do exactly the same in the tunnel on the lot. You're going to get enough on. You don't need the growth. Just take them off. So coming out, I've got a leaf and a bunch. Leaf that side. Just cut them off there. That's all I want. Nice clean cut. And just work my way along this way. With these, I thin out as well, so he's coming out. Nature does it in June. It's called June drop. Nature will thin all fruit trees, bushes out. It's like where I've got me apple trees. It's like somebody's been along and smacked them with a bloody great lump on that. All the fruit are dropped off. It's nature thinning the fruit out for you. It's doing the tree. But obviously some fruit it don't work, you've got to do it manually. Meaning, the less fruit you got on, the larger and sweeter it's going to be, the better. And that's what I want. Just don't forget this is for exhibition. And I've got enough for wine as well. So I'm thinning the shoot growths as well. Perfect. Right, this used, well, it happens with all my grapes. It goes so far and then it'll just be dead wood. So it's either that shoot there or that one I'm going to pick as my leader. So when I cut him off there, but that shoot growing up, which I'm not going to be able to persuade to come this way easier, is that one there. Because he's got more length on him. And the best time to persuade him is midday. That's when these are nice and supple. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to chop him off there. There. And then looking at that other one, now he's going to be no good. So I'll chop him off there as well. So he will now become my leader. And then we go a couple more inches, tie that up there, and then start persuading him. Just do exactly the same the other side as well. With the hound this morning, I saw this notice. Oh, it's good to have a pair of that. Bark in the Park 4, Saturday 20th of May. Family Fun Dog Show. Prettiest lady dog, small breed. That's it, Russian. Piece of piss. It's going to win us a holiday. Because his partner is a good looking woman, so I might go for that. Best trick, I'll do no tricks. Most troublesome teen, yes, has been that a few times. Most handsome, that's for a blood dog in it. Most likes the owner. Best child dog ever. Scruffiest mutt. Dog in fancy dress, nah. So if we're free, it's going in for the prettiest. Nice bit of blossom about. This was loaded. I've never seen a tree that size before. And the blossom on it, God knows what it is. With those clumps. And the pure white. Costing.
Cherry, Mick.
Is it?
Well, have a look at the leaf again. Looks a bit like cherry. I could be mistaken.
Could well be, It's bloody huge. Soon see you later on. Right, this morning I opened a jar of Marmite, have some toast. Oh Christ, I can't get much more in that jar. Usually I've got a gap here, so I had my money's worth when I bought that one. That's the size of the flower now. With me trailing petunias still in the drinking cups. So them will look good by the time they go out. That's me, Asa. Well, not mine, Aaron's when he moved house. Because he ain't got a back garden or patio or sod or I'm looking after him. But he looks well up there at the corner or edge. Sweet peas, these were all pinched out and they've got new growth now coming through them. So these lot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or no, it isn't the others. So I've got 7 main ones with a good dollop of sweet peas in each one. These are going down the right hand side of the garden where I've netted in the middle of all the panels, and then where I've got gaps I'll fill in elsewhere where I've got the spares in the background as well. So we should have a good selection. These now are coming on, that's just in 5 days. Meaning, not just him, I've got to pot them, I've got to pot these on as well. So, looking well. This is this afternoon, all the fruit trees, top of the garden. The blossoms finished on these. That's Victoria plum, just about to make the fruit on there. Where the old blossom died off. And that's the Beth pear. And there's fruit on him as well. Exactly the same again with the flowers as well. These are my guzgogs. These are a bit too early for the show, but at least I'll be able to do some chutneys, gooseberry chutney, for the show, so I can still utilise them. You can see better there. I've got a red and a green. There's the other one, and there's fruit on them both, so I should be using them too for chutneys. And the blossoms just coming on this one, which is cherry porthos. First Saturday in May, people, is Worldwide Naked Gardening Day. And I shall be doing my bit again. I need to be gardening. Such a thing. So if anybody's got the guts, send me a photo. I can blank your head out and not give your name if you're that way inclined. And that's it, people. Next Zoom is be the 14th of May. So I've got a bit of competition in next week with my mate Charles.